Uh, First is our team. Our team name is Pentagon, and our logo and slogan. And our slogan is creativity comes from within, and our project name is Dancer. And our group will consist of 5 members. They are Brian, Catalina, Wu Xiting, Lucy, I, Verena, and Dongxinyi, Zoe. And first is about the business model canvas. Is the original model canvas that you can see from it. And our company is non-profit company, and our cost is stable and low cost. And something else that you can see from the screen. Okay, then later you will see the another version. Okay, the next is pro and cons. And about the merit about it is continuous liquidity and no built-in fees, and adjustable price sensitivity, and no spread. You can go through it. Okay. Then it's about the drawbacks, like the security problem, responsibility problem, and inflexibility, and also unfairness and speculative phrasing, and also instability. And next is our strategy. Our strategy mainly our strategy are 3 aspects. The first is about the customer segmentation. We want to broaden the market by optimizing the algorithm and aiming to make Banser the first choice for every currency trader, not the Uniswap. And the next is we try to integrate the app, because there are 2 channels, there are 2 apps, there are lots of every app has its special use, but in today's life it's like a information explosion, and maybe we can integrate the channels to make 2 or 3 websites or app. It will make people more easy to get access to all the information. The next is the lack of key resources. We can add the analytical and such as smart contract code and some else algorithm to the key resources. The next is other limitation. Is it's like the speculative and unfairness. We can change it, and the issues of recovery tokens, rest can be so back to the smart contract can be carried out according to the market demand, which can better reflect the market demand. So we can reduce the fluctuation to large extent. According to the strategies, we updated the model canvas. There are mainly 4 parts. And next one is our executive plans, and we show our timeline, and like for the interaction system to build a co-creation relationship between us and our users. We first in August 15, we conduct investigation about it, and then we conduct pilot test for it, and then get feedback, and then the next put it into practice. And also we start to collect ideas and design the app for our companies, and like the co-creation co-creation system, we also need to go to pilot test. And January 6th, we decide to optimize the algorithm to broaden the market for the potential currency trader. And for the key resources, after we find out the problem, we will add the atom to the key resources. And according to the timeline, we dropped the OKRs. OKR. You can see my screen, the OKRs in each stage. We state our object and key result. It's all related to the timeline we showed before. And then is KPI. And it is predicted that our user satisfaction, or the number of users, or the transaction volume would will all increase in the future. And I think if we make some modifications on our strategies or the operations, our company's future is promising. Like the line graph showed in the slide. And the last part is our key partners information, and our key partners was showed in the business model canvas slide before, and is more detailed information about that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We list 5 of our main partners, but there are also many of. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So do we need to offer the conductive advice to you now, or after my presentation of our team, do you think?
Maybe you can give the advice to us right now.
Okay, so maybe I think me and some of my teammates will give you the conductive advice. So from my point of view, I think I have 2 suggestions for you. Maybe first is for the China's issue. You mentioned that you have too many apps and websites for the users that they can't, and they don't know how to use them and choose which one. So I think maybe you can make one website page, like something like the conduct instruction page, and put the websites and apps you need into different zones and into different part, so that you can the users can use your website to go which way where they want to go. And for the second advice, maybe for the system issues, and I think for the blockchain project or something decentralized project, the security of the system of the protocol is very important for the users and for the companies. And I think maybe you can do something like the bug bounty programs to employ the developers and some information workers in the internet to develop your systems and make sure the security maybe and give some bonus to them. I think that will be a useful way for them to develop the security system of your company. Okay, so any other one?
Okay, uh, I want to say something. uh, the uh, the second advice is about the security. Yes, I think is a good suggestion, and and to be honest, we didn't take it into consideration in my slide, and uh, we will develop it. And for the first one, you see, to to integrate all the channels into one website, I think it may be not practical, um, because like the majority of the people will like to use mobile phone, and uh, and maybe um, and and maybe one app is for the is for the information of blockchain and other information, and the other app is for the feedback or the communication community, like that. I think it's better. Okay, that's my opinion.
No. I have some questions about the banker. Can I share?
Okay.
So I have searched on the website and I discovered some issues that may be interesting to discuss. The first is that the smart token contracts do not have the function of observing and introducing prices in the outside world. Is that right? The bankers contracts.
Yeah.
So I think there will be a risk of fragmentation of the price of smart tokens. They said they use the arbitrage to balance the price, which means that if the market price is higher than the offer of smart tokens, anyone can buy from smart combination and sell it on the market until the price is flat. However, I think there is the risk to use the arbitrage to balance the price, because some arbitrage activities cannot occur in time. They may occur in the market when the price difference is really large. So the balance price is not timely. That's what I think. Baker need to solve this problem. They need to contact with the outside market more. That's my suggestion. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree.
um, another issue is that banker is focusing on some unpopular currencies with a low volume of deal. So some of the potential innovations may not play their role because of a lack of autonomous liquidity. So I think they need to the bankers need to consider. 哎呀，我不知道用英文怎么说了。Can I use in Chinese to 我先跟你说。
You can if
What
you
do
say
you
it
mean?
slowly.
What? Sorry.
You can say it in Chinese if you want. If you can say it a little bit slowly, not that fast, maybe I can understand.
OK. I think 就是我觉得bankers 他需要去考虑他所关注的那些公司，因为because you just said that it is a non-profit company, right? The banker.
Yes.
So but you still need to earn some profit. However, if you only focus on the unpopular currencies, that you may miss some risk. That's my opinion. Can you understand that?
The problem you raise is just we want to solve, and we list it in the presentation.
Oh, okay. So that's all my idea. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And can I share my feelings or just some question?
Okay.
One problem you have posted in your PowerPoint is about the customer segmentation. And the strategy you use to overcome this limitation are investigating the customers, optimizing the algorithm, and use new liquidity portals. And from my perspective, this cannot completely effectively develop new customer group. And after investigating the customer, but what is the next? As your company is a non-profit company providing a public profit, there are a lot of people want to use their spare money to make profits, but the fact is that they may not know what is DeFi, so they may get confused and may not believe in you. And I make an example of myself. I didn't know anything of DeFi before this economic class and even my company and yours. If you asked me to put the money in your app at that time, I would refuse you, as I thought that it would be a high risk in losing my money. But now I know that will not happen. So my suggestion is that you should strengthen publicity of your company, such as holding the lectures. You can assign some economics to explain what is DeFi and to publicize your company in order to attract them, make your company more famous and gain their trust. I think the profit you can earn after this lecture must be more than the cost of the advertisement or publicity, though you are a non-profit company. And another problem is a security problem, but you haven't posted in your limitation part, so you can think about it. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. My suggestion is about the community and the users. I just found on the internet that bankers' community tends to be stable, but there is no obvious user growth. So maybe you can cooperate with the community more and often, so you can expand the number of users.
Okay, thanks. And about the customer segmentation, what I want to say is that the DeFi market is not actually like us. We are not so familiar with this because we are not in that field. So maybe the opportunity that we use DeFi technology, or we enter the DeFi market is small, but as the technology and as the globalization is becoming more and more popular, I think maybe after years we entered the finance market, and we know more about the DeFi, and it become more mature in the future. And the security problem actually is unavoidable in not just in our application. It also exists in other application, like our competitor Uniswap and so on. And we are all devoting to overcome this problem, and this is also listed in our limitation, and this is we want to solve too. And about the to optimize the customer segmentation, we know that it is a niche market, and we know it is especially for new items or small currency holders, and this is a small part. So we also try to optimize our algorithm to make it better and expand our market for more users and to enter more people's eyes. And I think Kate, what Kate said just now, you say it's not an effective way, but how can you prove that it is not an effective way? It takes time, and you cannot just make that conclusion so fast, and you didn't know our algorithm. And in this field, technology decides a lot, and I think maybe our algorithm can make our app more better than other application, and that's what I want to say. Yes.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, here is. And our team name is Outliers. We are Team 9, and our slogan is "We are the ones nobody can define." Here are our teammates, and me, the CEO Wang Kenan, and the CIO Guo Yuming, HR Cheng Chuyuan, CFO Jian Qi, and our market director Tia. So our project name is Decentralized Bank, and we focus on the Eve company. Okay, now let's go to the business pitch of our company. And here is our business model canvas. the updated one. And I think as for the AVE company, it's an open source non-custodial protocol on Ethereum for decentralized lending and borrowing. It's also something like a decentralized bank. And our the most important activities are the decentralized lending and borrowing. And our feature is something like, let's continue. Here are the more detailed information about the key activities and the customer relationships. And our resume streams, not like your team. Our team is a company that need to make profits, and our most major fees for the users is native governance token, is the original loans or originated loans and the flash loans fees. And our market size, as the AVE is a new built company, it's just built in this year in January, and within the 6 months, the market size of the AVE has passed 100 million, and I think that's a very big success. Yeah. And about the value proposition, it's something like you can put your money in our decentralized bank, and we can make profits to you, and the increase of your money is very transparent. Yeah, that's one of our pros. I will see later. Yeah, you can see. And our pros and cons. Our pros, the advantage of our company is that the auto interest rate, so that we can adjust your rates according to the market, and so that you can maximize your interests. And the flash load is also a very obvious feature of our company. And our company money flow is also transparent and traceable. And for the cons is that there are 5 areas: the smart contracts area, the token agreement, the trust crisis, and the liquidation issues and security. About the number 3, the trust crisis, mostly caused by the liquidation issues and security issues. And for the smart contracts issues, is because our protocol is very young and new and not very mature, so that the contracts may be a little bit complex for the users. So what we want to do is going to make it understandable to most of the users and to the public. Yeah, here is our informing strategies, focusing on the 4 parts, so that we can solve the trust crisis. Okay, you can have a look. Okay, for the next one is a timeline of our excessive plan. And we divided our excessive plan into 5 phases. Each phase contains 2 months. So that, and for the first round, we want to finish the A round finance with victim cooperation with our investor. And the second round, we want to build the A risk prevention system. For the third round, we wanted to make a understandable smart contract. And for the fourth part, we want to build a mature A protocol. And for the last one, we want to get our market size and the tokens locked in A and more than this amount. Okay, here is our market size goal. Next is detailed key results and OKRs. And you can have a look. All these key results and OKRs are focusing on the goals we built in every period. Okay, next part is the key partners as we very focusing on the security of our system. So we invite 3 security auditing companies to audit our system and our blockchain protocol. Yeah, the diligence, the Open Zeppelin, the trio of beings, and here is our investor, Westin Corporation. Yeah, okay. That's all. Thank you. Okay, so now you can give us your constructive advice.
Okay, I will give my opinion first. First, from my perspective, I think in your OKR's part, you just show the result, but it would be better if you could show the objective in that slide. And also, as there is no token more important than than DAI in the decentralized finance product. It's obvious that it's the foundation of most part of the decentralized finance ecosystem, but you didn't mention it in your slides or your project. And I searched in the internet that the AI is not actually managed by all MKR holders, but by a small group of the powerful entities. And it may become a basket of risky assets. If there is a problem, and it may even damage the entire decentralized finance ecosystem. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think for the first one, our main objectives are summarized into the key goals I put in the last slide. And maybe, yeah, it's a little bit simple. And I think maybe we can adjust the OKR parts. Yeah, that's very good. And for
Okay.
for the second one, I think, yeah, I know the problem you mentioned, and we also see some information in the internet, but what you want to say is that we also take other tokens into consideration, and we are trying to solve the secure problems or other risks of these tokens, and we also make employ some community managers or other developers to make sure our security and stability of our system. And yeah, that's also a problem we will pay attention to. Yes, thanks.
Mine is not the suggestion. I just want to ask how you how the maybe this question is a little bit wait. I learned from the website that your platform is sorry, wait. After the hackers attacked the other other platforms, other blockchain platforms like Uniswap and Land of Me, and made some disaster in the DeFi market and made a lot of losses. But after that, they still deposit the money they steal or they robbed after they attack the money in the DeFi platform into your platform. So how do you see this security problem or this awkward situation?
You mean there's a hack attack so that they
Yes.
put the money of other platform into our bank? You mean that?
Yes.
I'm not actually. I'm not really know about that, but after in my search of the information, I found the hack attack. But what I see is that they put the money from other bank for about 2 days or 3 days, I don't remember, and give it back to me. But whatever. So the most important issue is I think the security problem, and the security problem is most important, and what we mostly focusing on in our excessive plan and in our strategies is security problem. We make very strategies. We make many strategies like the bug bounty program, employee manage, community managers, employee developers to develop the security of our system. And you see if, and just like to see if there's some awkward things happened, like what you say, put out the money of other bank into our that. I think you mentioned a platform called Uniswap. Yes, you mentioned Uniswap.
Yes.
And for the Uniswap, I know that we have built a cooperation project with them, and the Uniswap markets. The money of Uniswap market is also in our pool, in our fund pool. Yeah, but I think maybe this issue is a little bit, I don't know how to say, maybe some bad taste of the hackers, but I think that's not a very serious problem. We can just give the money to the platforms, to the banks. They steal the money and give back the money to them. I think that's not a very serious issue. What we need to pay attention to is the security issues, so that all of the platforms in the DeFi market cannot be attacked by the hack. That's the most important thing, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I get it. And actually, I also learned from your company that you, I remember you mentioned that you make some partnership with some audit company, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and I think this is what we can, we can make some partnership with some company to make them to ask them to help us with some security issues, and this is what we learn from you. And yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other want to give us suggestions?
I want to say something about the market size goal. I see it is in a straight line, and each stage you have $20 million more than the stage before. However, I think maybe it can be a curve which concaves up, because in each stage you add something better than before, and you are become better and more mature. So I think each stage you can add more and more people, more and more dollars, and that may become more realistic. I think you can think twice of this. Yes, that's my suggestion.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
that's yeah. You can say you see it.
Because we have no idea about the definite size that we can gain from the market. So we set the final goal and divide it into the equal parts. So your suggestion is also what we can consider before, because I think the money will learn more as the market size goes wider, and I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's my idea.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Then I will talk about the advantages of our company, and like smart token are a new paradigm in token market. This introduces multiple advantage over traditional exchange-based trading. It's like the first one is continuous liquidity. User can always buy or sell token in the network directly through their smart contract, and the banker protocol effectively disconnect liquidity from trade volume. And there is no built-in fee, and there's no the third-party interfere. By default, smart token do not apply fee to the conversion they execute. The only fee incurred by users are those required to transact with the underlying blockchain. And the third one is about the adjustable price sensitivity. Um, the leverage provided by substantial connector balance and high weight make the price of that particular smart token less sensitive to the short-term speculation or sudden turbulence caused by a large order. And the Benson formula applies the same price calculation when handling both buy and selling orders. Benson protocol does not require this profit in order to operate. Decentralized spreads may be introduced in order to encourage adoption of network benefiting all participants. And I think it's our advantage when we cooperating with your companies. And what's your?
Yeah, okay. I'll talk some advantages of our company. And for the cooperative advantage, I think because we, for our company, we have had a liquidation problem and a serious hacking attack before. So we will mostly pay attention to the security issues. We built many very effective issues to solve the security problems. And so that I think in the corporation, we can share our experience in this security area for you. I think we know you
Yes.
maybe, yeah, you have less experience on this area. And for another one, I think maybe it's our flash load and the fund flow in our company, as we are and moving to the A round finance, and we are almost finished the A round finance with the VC company. Maybe we can have more abundant fund flow and more flexible the money to help each other to invest the project you want to improve your company. I think that's also one of our advantages, because we know that your company is a no-profit company, and you maybe don't have so flexible money flow. So I think that's also an advantage to help you.
Yeah, is what I think, and I saw in your key resources you cooperate with the Uniswap, and I think you can make use equity of fund pool supporting us as collateral, and the liquidity provider can not only put the encrypted assets in our fund pool to earn interest, but also mortgage in your bank to obtain the liquidity. I think it's like a win-win situation for us, as we can gain experience from the security problem, and yeah, it's what I think.
Okay.